This is a nice little yoga movement session to get you connected in with your breath and your body, get you connected to yourself and feel grounded. It's also going to get us moving and stretching. So we don't need any props for today, so just bring yourself, bring your mat, and let's get started. All right, so we're going to begin just seated in a comfortable position. Bring one hand, place it on the chest, the other hand, place it on your belly. Just get yourself comfortable, wiggle around, do anything you need to do to get settled in the moment here. If you'd like to, you can close your eyes or just gaze softly ahead. Sitting up nice and tall, heart lifted, chest lifted, shoulders relaxed and back. And we're going to begin to tune in to the breath. So let's begin by observing what the breath is doing right now. Does it feel fast or slow? Does it feel rushed or kind of unsteady? Maybe it's super deep, I don't know. Just check in with yourself and see how things are feeling. Let's take a deep breath in, all the way to the belly. Really feel the belly expand outward. And then as you exhale all that air out, allow the belly to contract in. And it might not be right in the belly right off the beginning. You may notice it more in your chest. You may notice the chest lifting up as you breathe in. And you may notice the chest sinking lower as you exhale. And that's not wrong. It's what many of us do all day long. But today, in this yoga practice, we're going to focus in on belly breathing. So really draw your attention to the abdomen area and see if you can get that hand on your belly to go in and out with each breath. Nice, slow, even breaths. Breathing in through the nose if that's available to you. And exhaling through the nose if that's available to you. You may notice that as we sit here for a few moments, focusing in on the breath, and feeling our hand move in and out with the belly, you may notice your breath change. It may become slower. It may feel like it settles deeper in your torso. We're slowing down, we're connecting, we're drawing our focus inward. Focusing on what's present right now. And focusing in on what your body is telling you. Opening up this two-way communication with it. You're both talking to it through your breath, and it's talking back to you through your breath. Take one more deep breath in and let it go. Bring your hands down into your lap. Open your eyes if they were closed. Take one arm out to the side, other arm up and over. Let's just stretch out to the side, opening up the space in between the ribs, intercostal space. Keeping both sits bones on the floor. No bonus points for tipping. Stay grounded. Inhale, sweep the arm up and over, other side. Reaching those fingertips towards that side wall. And inhale, up and over. Grab hold of your knees or your thighs or your shins. Pull your heart forward. Allow your shoulders to stay back. So arching the back here by really lifting and reaching forward. And then rounding, exhaling. One more. Inhale and forward. And exhale and back. Good, coming up into neutral, dropping the chin towards the chest and rolling the head around in a little circle. The shoulders can be stationary or they can go along for the ride. Whatever feels good to you right now, today. Engaging the abs though, so we're keeping a nice, strong, uplifted torso. And reverse direction, roll your head the opposite way. Good. Head back up. We're going to come around into all fours. So hands and knees directly under the hips, feet straight out behind you, wrists directly under the shoulders. You can go up on your fists if you have issues with your wrists. It's up to you. And we're going to look forward, allow the back to arch, heart to shine forward, and come into cow position. Good. Exhale and push back into Halloween cat, rounding the spine. And let's go back to cow. Inhale. And exhale to cat. And let's do a couple of these in your own breath, in your own time. So inhale and exhale. Keep going. One more time. Good, coming into neutral. Hands in front of you just a tiny bit, tuck the toes underneath and press back, hips go up and back into downward dog. Now don't straighten the legs yet, keep them bent. Fingers spread wide, pressing down into the knuckles, lifting up through the wrists a little bit. Bend the knees deeply, feel that fold you're making in your hips, and then straighten the legs a bit. Keeping that length in the spine, pedal out the legs, so bringing heels towards the mat alternately. Stretching out the calves, back of the legs, all the way through, keeping that spine nice and long. Bend both knees deeply, tailbone up and back again. Really think long in the spine, ears along the biceps. Straighten the legs out as much as you like. Keeping them bent is fine. Heels do not need to reach the floor, although if they can, that's great. And shift your weight forward over the wrists into plank. Tucking the tail ever so slightly. Pressing evenly and strongly with both hands. Fingers still wide. We'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees down, press back into child's pose. Hands extended, arms extended in front of you. If you like, you can come up on the fingertips, or you can leave your hands flat, your choice. Hold here for a moment and just connect in with your breath again. What's it like now? Does it feel different than it did a few minutes ago? It might. On your next inhale, come back up. Tuck the toes underneath. Press back into downward facing dog again. Bend the knees deep. Tailbone up and back. Straighten the legs a bit. Ears along the biceps. We'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And walk the feet towards the hands. Come into a forward fold. Knees can be bent or straight here, your choice. And slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time with the lower back, the middle back, the upper back. Finally, shoulders come up. Allow them to roll all the way around, drop down the back, and then relax fully. Head up, top of the head lifted towards the ceiling like you've got a string coming up out of it that's just pulling you up oh so softly. Standing nice and tall. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, come and let's face sideways on the mat. Feet nice and wide apart. We're going to bring the arms up, hands together, and then exhale, squat down into goddess pose. You may need to adjust your feet slightly. Take the stance that works for you, and then think about really getting these knees back so they're not in. If they're in too much and you can't get them out, then bring your feet in a bit until your knees and your feet are pointing in the same direction. Good. Stand up for a moment. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms together, and exhale, sit back into goddess again. So about a neutral pelvis here. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me. Neutral pelvis, meaning it's not tucked way under, it's not popping way out, I'm not leaning way forward. It's like I'm really just upright and then sinking down like so, goddess pose. Turn back around. Beautiful. All right, stand up, straighten the legs, let the arms go. And this time you're gonna bring the toes inward a little bit and send the heels out a bit. So you're a little bit pigeon-toed here. Hands on hips. Big inhale, grow nice and tall, and exhale, fold. Flat back, hold that flat back until you can't go any further. Pause there. Really activate the legs here. So think about drawing energy up through the earth, through the kneecaps, through the thighs, all the way up into your pelvis. And then drop the hands slowly. Let the spine round, head hang. Let all the tension roll out of your back, down, out of the top of your head, towards the floor. Still active legs. Just take a moment here. Bring your hands back up to your hips. Flat back, strong legs. Stand all the way up. Good. Spin the right leg, the right foot out. Heel goes back a little bit, so your toes are now 45 degrees forward. Nice and tall. Arms up, like someone's pulling on this front hand, leading you down a path. Go forward, 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 forward until you can't go anymore. And then drop your hand to the shin or to the thigh, not on top of the knees. So shin or thigh. Back arm is up. Take a moment, this top shoulder, roll it up and back just a little bit more. Open up the rib cage, open up the torso, long spine towards that side wall or front wall, depending on which way you're facing. But think about lengthen the spine. And inhale, come back up. Beautiful. Spin those toes in, toes out. Coming back into goddess pose. A lot of feet angle in here. Inhale and up. Exhale, squat down. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up. Toes come in, heels spin out a little bit. It's just a little bit pigeon-toed. Hands on hips. Tall spine, inhale, exhale, fold. Keep that flat back. Hold for a moment, think energy coming up all the way through the legs, getting sucked in. Good. And then bring the hands down to the floor, around the spine, and relax the torso, keeping the legs active. As you stay here a little bit longer, you may find yourself releasing muscles in your back or in your legs. You may find yourself just getting a little bit deeper into it. Good, hands on hips. With a flat back, stand back up. And we're gonna spin the left leg, left foot out again. Back foot is gonna spin so it's 45 degrees this way. Arms up and out. Again, reaching forward. Reach, 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 reach. Good. And then drop the arm, back arm comes up. If you've got shoulder issues or any other things, you can always keep this top arm down by your side. Put it on your hip. These are all good modifications. So think about spine being long, energy at the top of the head that way, really growing long from the base of the pelvis on out the top of the head. So much in yoga is really about lengthening the spine. Good, inhaling up. Spin the feet back in. We're gonna zigzag them towards one another. And come back to the top of your mat. Inhale, reach up towards the ceiling, and exhale, fold. Hands come down to the mat, step back with one foot, step back with the other foot, bend the knees deeply, press the tailbone up and back, downward facing dog. Keep those knees bent. Focus on the fold in the hips and the length in the spine. Ears along the biceps. Beautiful. Straighten out the legs. Or don't. You can keep them bent. And then bring the knees down to the mat. Press back into child's pose. And focus in on your breath. What does it feel like now? What are you noticing about it? There's not a right, there's not a wrong. You're just bringing awareness to this most basic but super important element of life. Good, sitting up on your next inhale. Let's bring the feet around. And coming into a lying down position. Draw the knees in towards your chest. Roll just a little bit back and forth, side to side if you like. Just give a little massage to the back. Pressing with the weight of your body, your legs and your torso to help massage out those back muscles. Release the knees, spread your arms out in a T shape. Drop the knees over to the right and look out over the left. If you like, you can pick your right foot up and place it on top of your left knee. That'll give you a little bit deeper twist. Make sure shoulders stay on the mat. Allow gravity to do all the work here. You can just totally relax into this. Allow the twist to happen down your spine. Take a deep breath into the belly. And as you exhale, allow yourself to twist just a little bit deeper. On your next inhale, bring your knees back up. You can keep them crossed for a moment and uncross them when you reach the top. Drop them over the left side. Look out over the right hand. Both shoulders on the mat. If you like here, you can pick up this left foot, place it on top of the right knee or on the thigh, just above the knee. Again, allowing gravity to do all the work for you. Just enjoy the stretch. Breathing into the belly Exhaling all the air out. The twist will help. Relaxing the face, relaxing the jaw, relaxing all the muscles in your body. On your next inhale, bring the knees up, and cross your legs, straighten them out all the way. Bring your arms down along your side, palms up, thumb and forefinger touching. Allow your feet to flop open. Walk your shoulder blades just a little bit closer towards each other underneath you, allowing the heart to shine up. Take a deep breath into the belly. Let it go. Just relax fully and completely. If you like, you can take one hand to place it on your belly, take the other hand to place it on your chest. And stepping into the role of the observer, just notice where your breath is right now. What parts of your body are moving with the breath? Which hand is going up and down with the breath? Maybe the one on the chest, maybe the one on the belly, maybe both are moving. Again, just observe, don't try to control it, allow it to be. And notice the changes that you've made just in the last few minutes of moving and of bringing awareness to your breath. If you like, you can stay here in Shavasana for another minute or 2 or 3 or 5 or whatever suits you. You can absolutely stay here. And if you'd like, you can join me on your next inhale, rolling over onto your right side. Pressing yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Take your hands, place them down by the sides of your hips, and just give yourself a press, a little lift up. Really see when you settle back in, you're settled equally, evenly on your sits bones. Bringing your hands together in front of the heart, dipping the chin slightly. Give yourself a pat on the back for showing up for yourself for yoga today, for taking a moment to connect in with your physical self, your mental self, and your spiritual self. I want to wish you a beautiful rest of the day. Namaste.